Welcome back. Today we've got a very low-key, low-E video for you where we're going to go over how to make a lo-fi beat. Today we're really going to focus on making something that you might be able to use in one of your videos, something that you might just want to listen to when you're doing work, or really anything. It's just going over basics of how to put together a really simple lo-fi beat, and I really hope you enjoy. For starters, we're going to go into Splice today because A, I'm lazy, and 2, I am not super confident playing the piano right now. So if you are someone that is more trained on the piano, I would recommend, coming up with a chord progression yourself, or if you have a chord progression you want to try, if you look at my last video, you can see how to just input that chord progression and then drag it down into MIDI on your track. For now, I'm going to go into Splice and find a chord progression that I like, because that is the way I want to do things today. Also, based on feedback from other people and from watching other videos, I am going to start showing my perusing through Splice and just do some video editing magic on the back end to show my browsing through it to make it less boring for the viewer, but I am going to show it now. What I'm looking for is a progression that leaves space for other instruments to play, so I want something that's just chords playing right now. From there, we'll find other instruments that we can add in. I'm going to pull that in, and I'm going to set my project tempo down to 75. Just because I like doing it for my own peace of mind, I'm going to set the project key to the same key as that sample, just because it's easier for me to remember. Ooh, I like that. Now we're going to grab a lo-fi kick. Let's do like a lo-fi hat. We're gonna try this hat first. We're gonna drag it into our quick sampler. We're gonna take note of the key, so that's C3, which is, I believe, nope, one up. Yep. Let's put in a hat pattern. I'm gonna create a pattern region. I'm gonna make this every 16th note. I'm gonna hit the up arrow here, and so now we're gonna get every 16th note hat. We don't want that. We want 8th notes. We're going to come in, we're going to drop down the volume a ton, and we're going to convert this to MIDI region, and then repeat it, and Command J, join those two together. Just delay a little bit, because I think that lo-fi is very laid back by nature, so I think that having a more laid back hat pattern sounds better. Maybe we'll try this other hat instead. So we're just gonna option click this down in, get rid of our initial, and mute the first one that we put in. Now we have our same pattern here. I like that better. We're gonna get rid of that. I didn't realize that option clicking the MIDI pattern down would also option click the delay down, so that's kind of cool. I didn't realize it did that. We're gonna find a lo-fi kick to go in here and throw down just a kick pattern on top of that. All right, let's try this. So same thing that we did with the hat. We're going to drag this into our quick sampler. We're going to take note of the root key, and since it's the same as the other one, that makes it easy for us. So now let's actually go in and quantize this. So now that we've got that, let's find a snare. That sounds really cool. I want to try that out. We've got the backbone of our lo-fi song. I want to mess around with this initial sample, just clean it up really quickly, take out a ton of the lows under maybe 100. We're going to add some tape saturation to this because I think that as a general rule of thumb, adding more tape saturation it's fun. And why not? Ooh. I like that a lot. We're going to use some light compression from the CLA2A. We're going to add some waves. Abbey Road. We want the Abbey Road vine. That presence boost sounds really cool. Let's just add a little reverb and call it good. Go for like a medium room. Let's add this back and see how it sounds with everything else. Since we're doing samples today, let's find a bass sample. We're gonna try this sample and see how it goes. That right there needs some processing, so we're going to do just that. Let's start by adding the EQ10 so that we can just clean up the EQ a little bit. We're gonna add some Kramer tape to it, give it a little vintage sizzle. Let's add some compression to it. I guess that wasn't super light compression, but it's compression nonetheless. Now let's go with the GTR amp. I kind of like that. So that's some modulation. Little baby modulation to it. Let's add some bit crusher. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. Final EQing. Also sidechain this to our kick. Analog off. Attack is really low. Attack is very fast, and release is also going to be fast because we just want it ducking a little bit when the kick is playing. Let's add it back and see how it sounds. That sounds really cool. Apologize if my lighting was off. I forgot to turn my light back on when I restarted my computer. So, the lighting was terrible in the middle. My bad. We're going to move forward though because we have good footage up to this point. Now we're going to grab another sample. Today's all about samples. I kind of want a Rhodes, high-pitched Rhodes. You know what, let's try it. See how it sounds all together. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe I'll let you finish that one because I'm not going to swear on this channel. That sounds kind of cool. I'm just going to keep it sort of in the background just because it accentuates a lot of the chords that the piano's playing. A lot of lo-fi has kind of this cool environment backing sounds. So I think I'm going to add some sort of environmental sound to it. I'm going to put that way in the background. Maybe we could have a guitar riffing in the background. Let's try this ephemeral guitar loop here. Oh wow, that takes up the full 8 bars. Nice. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit and see if it sounds nicer in the mix. First up, let's clean it up a little bit EQ wise. See how that sounds. Because it has a lot of sound already to it, I just want to compress it, I think, a little bit. I want to tame frequency that are jumping up and down very high. I want to tame that with the compression so that it just sits more nicely within everything. So now let's just, with just the compression, let's hear it. See, that's already sitting so much more nicely in the mix. Let's just put it through a amp. That's kind of cool. It sounds like it's playing out of a speaker. Now let's just throw on the API 560. Finalize it with some EQ to bring it all back together. Now let's do a little mixing magic and bring everything together in a way that sounds good. This is just a little peek into mixing. And if you want to see me do more mixing, mastering, I'm by no means a professional, but if you want to see me do more of it, let me know in the comments, because I'd love to just go over some basic mixing and mastering that I've learned in my past, year of doing stuff like this. So what we'll do is we'll start with a kick. So see down here, we're already at -8.8. I don't like that. So we're going to drop this down. 10.4 is good. So now we're going to bring this up similar to like -7. So I'm going to put it at like -9. Way too high. Let's do -16. We like that. Not pushing it up by too much. Now we're going to bring in our bass. We'll just keep it there for now. So I know it sounds really low, but trust me. Now we're going to bring in some hat and our initial piano loop. we're watching this level always to make sure we're staying around like -10. And all that's going to do is let us know that everything's fitting nicely, because I mean, you're still listening, right? You're still listening to hear what sounds good, but as long as you know you're trying to hover around that decibel level, I mean, realistically, you should be shooting for like -6 dB of headroom to go into mastering. Really, you're just trying to make sure everything sounds level. So you'll have that -6 to -10 dB range to work in and see what sounds good. Make sure everything's balanced appropriately. This is when you'd want to start panning things. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to bring us to, you know, a mixed volume level that sounds balanced, and at least to me it sounds balanced and would be something that I want to create like a demo master with. A lot of people will swear by this. Before you even go into the mixing of the volume, you just throw it in mono, and this is what it'll sound like. And people swear by mixing in mono first so that you can get a good balance that way. Open it up to stereo, and then from there, make finer tuned adjustments. I didn't do that because this is really rough, and the focus of the video is making just a simple lo-fi beat. So we're gonna do just that. I'm gonna just throw in a demo chain, and now you can hear what it might sound like. Congratulations, you made it to the end of my first ever tutorial on how to make a lo-fi beat. I hope that coming into this video, you may have learned something new, and I hope that you come back next week for maybe some new information then too. Otherwise, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you that takes the time to watch my videos. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. I love to hear from you. And until next week, have a great week, and I'll see you then.